Now, with Democrats in control of the House, they're expected to go after President Trump and open up all kinds of investigations. The president tweeted about that this morning. Here it is. If the Democrats think they are going to waste taxpayer money investigating us at the House level, then we will likewise be forced to consider investigating them for all kinds of leaks of classified information and much else at the Senate level. Two can play that game. Joining us now, Congressman Jim Jordan, Republican from Ohio, member of the House Judiciary Committee. Congressman, Gerald Nadler, Democrat, he's going to lead your committee. He's a huge Trump critic. He wants to reopen the Kavanaugh investigation. What do you say about that?
No, well, it's not just him. It's Elijah Cummings in Oversight. It's Maxine Waters and the Financial Services Committee. It's Adam Schiff and the Intelligence Committee. They've been real clear. They're going to investigate everything. And so the president's tweet, I think this is what Americans so appreciate about the president, is the fight that he has in him and the willingness to push back and stand up and defend himself and defend the basic American principles. So they're going to investigate. They're going to taxes, the emoluments clause, the Kavanaugh hearing. They'll continue to look at anything that's happened with any of his cabinet members. They're going to go crazy because I don't think they can help themselves. And I don't think that necessarily is going to inspire confidence in our economy either. But that's what they're going to do.
I'm with you. But what about the other side of the coin, which is Hillary Clinton? It seems she's home free.
Great point.
Because we're not going to be investigating Hillary Clinton with Democrats running the House.
No, and this is what drives Americans crazy, Stuart. It's the double standard. The idea that, there's one set of rules for us regular folks, but if you're part of the politically connected class, like Clinton, like Comey, like Lynch, like Lerner, you never get investigated, and it's a different standard for you. So, while they're going to be doing all this on the president and the first family and cabinet members, we won't continue what we need to be doing, which is what did the FBI do in 2016 in relation with this dossier and with the Trump campaign? What all happened at the Justice Department? The fact that 5 top people at the FBI have been fired or left the FBI. So we won't continue that investigation, which is critical to do if the Democrats are in charge, which they're going to be, and that'll be the tough part.
But at the very least, they will be able to tie up the administration. Endless subpoenas. Come on over here. We want to see this. We want to see that. We want to talk to you about this. That ties up an administration. And really, doesn't it stop any further moves to get the economy going, growth economy?
Well, I hope not, but I do think you're right in that it's likely for the next 2 years, American politics will be dominated by the folks in the House investigating the president, investigating the White House. And that's unfortunate that we didn't get more things done and focus on the things we need to do for the American people. But I think that's where they're headed because they've been very clear. Remember, Maxine Waters is the lady who said impeachment 6 times in one sentence. She's the lady who said stand up and harass anybody who supports the president. So I don't think she can help herself. I think she's going to, her and the rest of them are going to pursue the White House and investigate everything.
This is your first time on TV, I think, since you announced that you're running for House Minority Leader. Well, why don't you tell us why you should be the guy?
Look, in 2016, the American people elected President Trump to come to this town and change it. He is doing that. I think we need the same kind of intensity from House Republicans. I don't think we've done exactly what we said we were going to do. Have we replaced Obamacare yet? Have we reformed welfare yet? Have we secured the border yet? So that's the message. We have to stand up and defend the White House. We have to stand up and work with the president over these next 2 years and show the American people why we deserve to be back in the majority so we can ultimately get done what they sent us here to do. That's what I want to do if given the opportunity by my colleagues to lead us in the minority.
Okay, Jim Jordan, thanks for joining us on an important day. Much appreciated, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart. Take care.